Hey there, I'm going to do an example for exercise 4F. So I'm looking at exercise 4F to do with area of sectors, and I'm going to do question 4b. So let's have a look at 4b, okay? I've already moved it over here. We are trying to find, it says, to find the areas of the composite shapes, round to the answer to 2 decimal places. All right, so let's have a look at this. First thing is you need to be able to break them up into the basic shapes that you can see. Now what I can see here is I've got 2 for this length and then I've got 3. So already I can see this is a rectangular shape. So this here is a rectangle, which I know how to find the area of a rectangle. Area of rectangle is length times width. And I know that according to what I can see, width is always the smaller side, so it's 2, and length is 3. So together, that gives me 3 times 2, which is 6. And remember, don't forget the area units, it's squared meters. But how do I then find this area? See, can you see what shape that is? So if you were to look at that shape there, what I picture is this is part of a circle. See, if I continued the shape, can you see that's the shape of the circle? So if I just colored that in, you see that's the shape of the circle, true? But I've only got a portion of that circle. And in fact, I've only got the 90, I'm just going to do a bolded line so it's easy to see. I've only got a quarter of this circle. Can you see this is only a quarter. So this section here is only a quarter of the circle. So if I draw that shape out again, okay, so this is the circle. I've only got this portion. This is the portion, all right? But how do I find the area of a quarter of a circle? Well, we know that this is 90 degrees here, true? Because that's the angle that I want. 90 degrees is here, and the rest is then 270 degrees. So which sector do I want? I want the area that has the angle 90 degrees. This is made by doing 90 degrees. So we gotta then look at the area formula for a circle. Okay, the area for a circle is pi times the radius squared. True? And which portion do I want? I only want 90 degrees of the 360. Okay, so 360 is a full circle. I only want 90 of it. So the question is, what is my radius? And remember, the radius is from the center of the circle to the edge. Doesn't matter which edge, but as long as you get to the edge of the circle, that is your radius. And conveniently, this length here, we do know. It's 2. How do I know? Have a look at the diagram again. I'm just going to rub this out so less confusion. But can you see that the length of 2 is the same as the length of this? And that shape there, so from here to here, is just the radius of the circle. It's hard to sort of see when you look at it individually, but if I drew the full circle, can you see that is just the radius? See, if I draw a full circle, this is the radius. From the center out or the center down, that's the radius. And that makes your quarter circle. See that? So the radius is then 2. So to answer this question here, I would be summing 2 types of areas. I am summing the area of the quarter circle and the area of the rectangle. Okay, so the quarter circle would then have to be 90 over 360 times pi times the radius of 2 squared. Okay, so if I were to do it on a calculator, let's do it on a calculator over here. I'm just going to move this aside so we can see the calculations. So we already know area of rectangle is 6. Okay, so area of rectangle is 6. Why can't I type it? Oh, that's weird. I'm just going to touch it. 6 plus, and then I'm going to add on. Now, I need to find the area of 90 divided by, remember, if you don't have my current calculator right now, you shouldn't do what I'm doing here. You should use brackets because my calculator will figure out the order that should be. So times pi times 2 squared. Okay, and then Control Enter. And that would be my answer right there. So I'm just going to screenshot that section. Here we go. We're going to screenshot it. There we go. So this is my answer for the total area of that shape, because that's 6 plus the area of a circle. So that's the rectangle, and that's the quarter circle. And that's my answer, but they want you to round it to 2 decimal places. So these are my 2 decimals, and that means I only want this section. So this up to this section, but remember to check the digit after. Is it closer to 0.14 or is it 0.15? And we can see that 9.14 is the closest. So the area has to then be that. Okay, that's how I do it. If you're doing on your calculator, I would say if you're doing your normal, what do you call it, the scientific one, do 6 plus and put in the brackets so that the calculator knows you are doing the fraction first. Okay, so I would then say do 90 divide 360, okay, times by pi, okay, and then times, now notice I'm going to put another bracket, and this is only if you're using it on the Google calculator, yeah? So by doing this, the calculator will know the order that they should work in. So I would then do, say, 2 squared, so that means square the 2, then times pi, then times 90, or divide 360. Okay, so times 360 and divide. So that's what I'm doing there to tell the calculator to do the order correctly. And if I press that all in one go, I should get the same answer as well. Okay, so you can do it that way on a Google calculator. Hopefully that helps. That's how you do it. And so all these questions here will deal with different shapes with the circle in it. So you can see this is half a circle. So you've got the diameter is 20. But how do you get the radius if you've got a diameter 20? Halving it, because the radius is only half a diameter, so it should be 10. You can have over here, this is 3/4 of a circle, so that's 270 degrees. That's the 3/4 of a circle, and this over here is a square. Okay, you can see that over here, you've got a rectangle, and then you've removed 1/4 of a circle. Like you've cut that out from the rectangle. Yeah, this one you've got a big circle and you're minusing the area of a small circle. That's how you get the shaded region. Yeah, this one you've got a full square and then you're removing the circle inside. And again, the hint is if from here to here is 24, that means that from here to here is 24. So now you know the diameter is 24. So if you know the diameter is 24, then radius is half that length, which is 12. Okay, so it's just getting used to looking at the information, how I'm going to figure this one out with the different shapes that we know. Okay.